Hello, my name is Manuel Rios, and I am going to be talking about the personal pathway to becoming a physical education teacher and football coach. I'm currently at Cal Baptist University, earning my BS in kinesiology. I am living in Lincoln, California, a small town outside of Sacramento, California. And, I have a unique story. Of why I'm here and what I'm doing within my professional growth here, my pathway here. Um, I've been working in the corporate world for over 20 years. So deciding to change into this and why I chose this profession, I really need to dig into why I'm here, what got me here. And it's really my strong belief in empowering and mentoring young kids. I believe they are our future. I did coaching in the past. My whole goal in life was to become a PE teacher. Actually, was to become an orthopedic surgeon. Um, Work with teams and work with athletes. Didn't really like the schooling part of that. Kind of worked my way backwards from PT to physical therapist to athletic trainer and ended up on PE because I felt like I could make the most impact there. Now, I have a strong belief in the power of mentoring through sports. I believe that sports, winning or losing, you can learn from both. And I think there's a lot of life skills that you can learn within the sports world, not only just football, but baseball, basketball, whatever it may be. Teaches people to take accountability. It teaches people to work as a team, teaches people to engage in conversations or talk to people, all life skills that you're going to need to do to survive in this world. So I have a strong belief in the mentoring part of it and being able to give back. I played sports my whole life. I coached for a long time, took a break from it, but I live by a simple motto. Once you get, you got to give. So sitting all this knowledge and sitting all this um, ability to give back and not do anything with it, I decided it was time to start giving back. And that's where my passion for, working out in sports and youth development and giving back to the community and giving back to the youth today really started taking over. Now, through my coaching experience and understanding the impact that physical education has on people's mental health, especially going through periods of time like COVID-19, where we saw a decline in people's health, not just mental health, but physical health as well, because they didn't understand how to get a workout in or get exercise in or to take care of themselves or take care of their bodies. So physical education is very big to me because I want to make sure that people are building life skills and life habits that are going to take them through the rest of their lives. Um, it's proven, time and time again. Even I'm a believer of it. If you're not working out, you're not taking care of yourself. Your mental health will also struggle if your physical health is not there. So it's all encompassing one thing to make sure that you can give your best to everybody or maybe give your best to everything that you do. Um, and that's the desire that comes into play in pushing kids to live a healthier lifestyle. Today it's they're looking down constantly. They are constantly swiping. They have short attention spans, but trying to break that mold. These things are the inventions that we have and technology we have was to make your life easier, not to consume your life. So let's use those tools and show them how to implement technology into their everyday lives, even with putting workouts on there and how to stage their music and give them the ability to continuously learn and grow and to live a healthier lifestyle. Now, in order for me to do this, I need my bachelor's degree from Cal Baptist. I'm currently in the midst of that. It should be finished in May. Super excited about that. My focus is human movement, athletic development, and exercise science. The ability to do all those things will give me an upper hand to get my credential, which is the next thing, in single subject PE. Now, lucky enough with all the kinesiology classes and all the physiology classes and such like that, I have looked into it and I can teach something like biology as well as teaching PE. So it gives me a little bit of wiggle room there. So right now I'm focusing on getting a single subject PE credential. but eventually I might get a multi-subject so I can teach science as well. Now, some optional advanced studying thing I could do and get my master's in education, athletic administration, or even get a credential in adaptive PE and working with some of the youth that need a little bit extra attention or help, moving forward. So from education requirement, the degree, the credential, and then some further on education, some further education, higher education, masters, different accreditations and such. Some ideal certifications that I would like to have, some things that you definitely need and will also help you. CPR, first aid certification. Accidents happen, being able to handle those things in a timely manner, being able to, if you, God forbid, you have to resuscitate somebody, knowing CPR. But it's also good life certifications that you should have anyways. The the NASM and the ACE personal training certifications, right? They're optional, but it will enhance my credibility. It will also help me build out for the football teams or any other sports programs a specific training schedule or specific training that's going to help them, in the weight room or out in the field, help them get bigger, stronger, faster. That's going to be curtailed towards their sports. The single subject teaching credential, like I talked about before, in the physical education is the goal. But like I mentioned, the other one, I think I'm going to get multi-subject just so that I can have a broader array of things that I can present to the schools so I can teach more classes. And then obviously a coaching certificate as well from multiple different places. Now, from a professional side of things, being a physical education teacher, you definitely need to be up on the Shape America, because they are putting together the guidelines that we have to follow as physical education professionals of where the motor and learning skills need to be at the certain grade levels and what they should be able to do. And it really starts with building those habits and building those skill sets. So as they get older and they get to the high school part where I want to be, it's really adding on to those skill sets and really honing in on that lifetime of healthy living. Also, too, looking at it from the California Association for Health and Physical Education, looking at those guidelines as well and putting those together with a shape and using them for the overall California standard of where we should be as physical education professionals to help these kids grow and be healthier living lifestyle. Like I said, mentioned before, the National Strength and Conditioning Association, you should never stop learning. And I think going through there and having to get people stronger, faster, better, also figuring out new and innovative workouts for people who might not have a lot of equipment or people using body weight things. And, not everyone's going to work out the same. Obviously, for athletes, we're going to work out a certain way and do certain things. But if you're not an athlete, but you want to be healthy, going to that strength and conditioning certification and having unique ways to help people be healthy, I think is huge. And then obviously join the California Teacher Association once I become a teacher here in California. So a little bit more about myself. I have 15 years of playing experience in football. I played 6 years of youth football, played 4 years in high school, and 5 years of college. I know 5 years, it wasn't a COVID year, but I redshirted in one of my years in college. I have over 10 years of youth coaching experience, and I also have 4 years of coaching at the high school level. JV, I was a defensive coordinator on the varsity team. I was a varsity linebacker coach. Also worked with running backs, receivers, and linemen during that period of time as well, but mostly focused on the linebackers at that time. Throughout college, I worked as a recreation leader, first at Harker School, which is a prestigious private school in the Bay Area, as well as after school care and programs for the city of San Jose. Now, starting to coach youth football again and getting the bug to go back to school to start giving back the knowledge and the stuff that I've been instilled in me, giving it back to the youth. One of the biggest things that really pushed me to get back into school and to really start giving back was this next program that I'm talking about, which is the Watchdogs. So Watchdogs stands for Dads of Great Students. So at my children's campus, they started this program up again where dads are encouraged to come to school and be mentors. Come to walk around campuses to show that there's a male presence there, go on field trips, read it in the classroom, come out and play with kids, at lunch. Maybe they don't have friends, or bring everyone together, set up fun activities for them, and just be a presence and a mentor in young kids' lives. This was really the starting point for me to get back into the world of giving back and working with the youth again. And then coupling that with going back and coaching football again at the youth level is what's inspired me. So as you can see, I've have a lot of experience in the physical education world, in the fitness world. Also working with kids, putting together lesson plans, activities, not just for PE, but learning activities as well, and putting together and encompassing a summer worth of programs, a school year worth of programs, and then also just being readily available for kids who need help for anything. And like I mentioned before, I am working on my BS in kinesiology right now. Expected to graduate in May. Fingers crossed. That's still my deadline, but that's where I'm at currently. So those are my qualifications. I felt that, like I said before, I have a wealth of knowledge, I should say. There's no point in me holding it to myself. I feel like I should be giving it and sharing it with the youth today, and with the people around me, because it's worthless for me just to keep it to myself. But it's, you know, priceless for me to share with everybody. Why am I a good fit? Well, I think I'm a good fit for any position that is presented to me because I have a blend of the academic knowledge and the real world coaching experience. Uh, I think something that really helps me as well is I've been in the corporate world for the last 20 years. So understanding a wide array of way people think or view physical education and why they didn't like it, or the experience that some people had when they played youth sports or were coached in high school or college or whatever that may be. Hearing thousands and thousands and thousands of stories like that really helped me focus, or how will help me focus in on what works best for each student, how they're spoken to, what pieces can they take from this. It's not a one size fits all, but it's a one size that fits most. And how do you balance that out? And how do you give an opportunity for them to take at least something from everything that you teach them? I've improved in leadership and teamwork skills. Like I said, I played football for 14, 15 years. I've coached it for 14 years. I've worked in the corporate world where I had to be a teammate. I've had to lead teams. I've had to work with countless different personalities and different people. And I've always just made it work by being empathetic, by being understanding, and always listening first, and being there, being a human being first. So that has helped me along the way. I've always been very, very positive and inclusive in every environment I've ever been in, not just in a learning environment, not in a coaching environment, but an everyday environment. And my children even talk all the time and laugh and say, you talk to everybody. Every time we go somewhere, we got to add an extra 15 to 20 minutes because you're going to find someone and talk to them. And the reason why I do that is I live by a certain mantra, and that's to know a little about a lot instead of a lot about a little. And when you know a little about a lot, you can always find some common ground and get an opportunity to grow and build a relationship and have a conversation and learn something. I believe every interaction you have with a different human being is a chance to learn something new. So I try not to waste any of those opportunities. Now, what am I really, really passionate about? And I think what I'm really, really passionate about is the youth today. I really want kids to go outside and start being healthy. I really want students to find a way to release outside of the normal running a mile or doing these things or lifting weights or something else. Like maybe it's dance, maybe it's pickleball. Um, Maybe it's stretching or yoga or something like that, but give them the tools to live a healthy lifestyle. Then also too, I really think what's lacking in today's youth, especially in youth sports. People don't coach anymore. What I mean by that is there's not a lot of fundamentals, but the way the game should be played. They're not taught fundamentals. They're not taught the breakdown of it. They're not told the why they're doing these things. It's, hey, I saw this guy on TV. He runs this offense. We should run this offense. Hey, I saw this guy on TV that does this defense. We should run this defense. And my question to everyone that I always coach with is, how are you going to coach it? And so bringing that to the kids and showing them that you have to have a game plan, whether it's in fitness or it's in sports or it's in life. What's your game plan? What's your philosophy? And what's your why behind doing it? And for me, I like to emulate what I say as well. I practice what I preach. So I have a very active lifestyle myself. I like to run. I still play softball, play basketball. I golf a lot. Things that I can show kids like, hey, no matter what you do, you can always live a healthy lifestyle. And I told my wife, I recently turned 45, and I told her I would never feel old until I can't hit a golf ball 300 yards. I can't bench press 225 pounds, and I can't go out and play soul pitch softball with my friends anymore. Luckily for me, I'm still able to do all those things because of my active lifestyle. But until I can't do those things is the moment I will start feeling old. Now, I do have areas of improvement. Obviously, my time management could be a little bit better. I'm running well over on this video. But I need to complete my credentials, right? That's obviously an area of improvement. I need to get that done ASAP. I need to gain more classroom management experience. I only have a handful of that from a teaching standpoint, from a recreation leader, and from a coaching standpoint, I have a ton of experience with that. The formal teacher, pursue a formal teaching in particular, figure out how I want to do my classes and how to set that up and put together curriculum and stuff like that. And then also the continuing professional development. What can I learn from other people? So those are things that I feel are my weaknesses right now because I haven't been in this setting for a really long time. But getting back to that and taking advantage of the things that are out there for me. So in closing, I am really, really excited in guiding the generation of next generation towards fitness and lifelong wellness, as well as using sports as a tool to get to what you want, right? Not everyone's going to make it to the NFL, but if you can use the tools that you learn in sports to be a better teammate at work, better parent, a better friend, or just an overall better person, I think that's really drives me to do these things, is to use sports and physical education as a tool. I want to be a dedicated professional and be a great teammate as well as doing those things. And then, also I want to say thank you to you for putting together this class. I've actually learned a lot from you, hearing how you speak and how you put those classes together. Definitely taking some of those things in for myself. Like I said, every time interaction in the weekly videos is an opportunity to get better and to take something from that. So thank you for that as well. And I appreciate the great class.